I don't know if all of you have been to a film festival, but I thought of starting with a bit of background of what is a film festival. Film festival is an event where the community is involved to come and watch films that involve their community. There's special events, there's after parties, there's a lot of alcohol, a lot of food. People usually have a lot of fun. There's cultural opportunities. We invite schools, we invite non-for-profits, we invite all types of organizations that are part of a community to be involved in the event. And also, we open dialogues. What do I mean with opening dialogues? Many times, there's a lot of themes that we're not accustomed to talk when we're sitting in a table, in dinner with our parents or with our brothers. There's all types of things that make us uncomfortable. But when you go to a film festival and you sit elbow with strangers and you watch a film with special themes, then people start talking about things that they were not supposed to, or usually they don't talk. So that is why it's important to have a film festival. This is some of the posters we've had in our history of the festival. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the story of the festival. So I actually moved to Australia back in 2002, and I did my master's in event management, and I wanted to do an event of my own. I wanted to produce something where I can bring a little bit of Mexico to Australia. So I started the Mexican Film Festival. It was 2006. It was the year where the three amigos, Iñárritu, Del Toro, and Cuarón, who is nominated and will probably win this Sunday for Best Director at the Oscars for Gravity. So these three directors started gaining a lot of strength, and Mexico was becoming once more a relevant place for filmmaking. So I started the festival in Sydney, then we moved it to 4 cities in Australia. We do the festival in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, and even Perth. In one of my travels outside Australia, I came to New York, and I realized that there wasn't such thing as a Mexican film festival. There were Latin American film festivals, and there were all types of other film festivals, but there wasn't a Mexican. And that was strange because there's about 30 million Mexican people living in USA. So I just decided this Mexican-Australian was gonna start the first Mexican film festival. So after doing the festival in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, Miami, I decided to just concentrate in Los Angeles and make it as big as possible. So that's why now it's not only a film festival, but it's also a food and a music event. We bring 5 chefs from Mexico, we bring 7 music bands, around 7 to 10 music bands, and we bring around 20 films. A little bit of the audience that the festival attracts. We're expecting around 25,000 people to come for May 9 to May 18. Mostly we do our events at the Regal Cinemas in LA Live and at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. And what is very interesting is that even though we're addressing the Mexican community in Los Angeles, the Mexican community is diverse, is huge. There's people that just arrived 2 years ago, there are people that arrived 20 years ago, and there are also second or third generation Mexicans. We're talking about Mexicans that maybe they don't speak Spanish, or they don't really feel like they're Mexican. So it's very interesting that a film festival can attract all this diverse audience within the Mexican community. What is our work? We do programming. We try to find diverse films. We bring documentaries, we bring art films, but we also bring blockbuster films. We're not fighting with any type of films. If it's a good story, it's well produced, we want to bring it. We do a lot of marketing. As you saw our video, we do campaigns to attract and to invite people to attend our festival. Sponsorship. Well, sponsorship is the most important aspect of my work, because if there's no money, we can't put together an event. Venue hiring, we're always on the phone with different venues for all our parties, all our cinemas, and staffing. There's so much staffing, from the day-to-day operations to controlling. We invite around 50 to 60 people from Mexico, chefs and directors and musicians. We need to be able to coordinate this, and also all the logistics with the day-to-day operation of the festival. well, that's a little bit of what I was speaking about, art film, documentaries, and blockbusters. By the way, that image on the back, it's the food event we did last year for the first time, where we invited 5 celebrity chefs, and all of them were cooking in front of the audience, so it's a great experience to be able to talk with a celebrity chef and eat exactly as you see him cooking. So I thought of, because a lot of people were here from film festivals, bring a little bit of information from IEG, which is a website to talk about sponsorships. In USA, there's around $20.6 billion going to sponsorship every year. Mostly 14.3 it's going to sports, 1.84 to causes, and 2 billion are going to entertainment, whereas 920 to the arts. Who am I looking for? Who are my sponsors? Are people who are interested in the Hispanic market. They want to have an opportunity to be at the forefront of a conversation. And what we can offer them is a combination of events, social media, and advertising. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the 2014 campaign. Nobody outside this room really knows about this, but I think it's important in a way for us to talk about the soft power of what the festival is trying to do for this year in our marketing campaign with Mexico. So we want to generate a social movement with our strategy. What was our objective is to make sure that people enjoy everything that the Hola Mexico Film, Food, and Music has to offer, generate an expectation. The insight, we realized that I leave pieces of my country here and there, but there's nothing compared to really submerging yourself completely in the finest parts of Mexican culture. The message, the Hola Mexico Film, Food, and Music Festival is a multidimensional, multi-sensory experience that brings you the best of Mexican culture for 1 week. Their creativity. What is her rationale? It's become common that every day you say, I'm Mexican, you have to fight against the bad image that the media has created around Mexico. And I'm not sure if you guys watch the news, but you'll make sure that you know who is El Chapo by now. And you know that there's a lot of drug dealers in Mexico, and you know all the bad things that happen in Mexico, which is unfortunate, because every time I tell someone I'm Mexican, here comes, okay, you're corrupt, and there's thousands of things. So we actually want to fight this. And how are we going to fight this? We're going to do a social media campaign. And this social media is going to begin with a movement that fights against the Mexican that appears the most in the media. Who is this Mexican? It's made from a mixture of a drug dealer, corrupt politician, gang member, and his rival is a regular Mexican who will grow stronger every time a fellow Mexican shares something positive about Mexico on his or her social media. This content, made of movie trailers, concerts, painting, photography, new bands, anything cultural, will help the everyday Mexican defeat this nemesis in a battle. So this is a bad Mexican that we're going to try to fight. And our social media generator, we're going to have in our website a little page where everyone who hashtags something in Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with the hashtag Hola Mexico Lucha, it's going to go there. And hopefully by the end of the festival, everyone will be able to help grow the common Mexican and beat the bad image of Mexico. So I think that's it for me, and thank you so much for your attention.